Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andme. Thanks for being here today. I hope that all is well in your world. Today's video is going to be an extension, a follow-on to one I recently did about places that you can buy makeup and beauty products online, multiple brands in one place. And I hope that you enjoyed that video. I'll leave the link to it below because I spent some time in the UK where I discovered a lot of UK-based retail sites that sell brands across a whole spectrum from drugstore to high-end and ship worldwide. And so if you're not so interested in supporting, the big Sephora's and Ulta's, they're wonderful shops. You can get all kinds of stuff. But I kind of like myself to be supporting more of the smaller and the indie brands. So this video is going to be about places that you can purchase indie brand makeup and skincare in one place. Now, just by definition, indie brands are independent brands, usually very small operations, who are run by people who just love makeup, and they have maybe a niche that they've really explored and worked out a technology and worked out a formulation that is just unique. But they don't make them in mass quantities, and they really love what they're doing. And I love to support them. And indie brands are actually becoming quite on trend in the sense that they're becoming quite popular and well known. And women who have tried different makeup brands for years and years want something a little bit different, and maybe move away from the big shops that are owned by multi-billion-dollar companies that support some of the smaller businesses. And I know from conversations with women in our 60andme community that this is what you want to do too. Many of you do anyway. So indie brands are independently owned cosmetics companies. They can be bigger, and they can be small. And you're going to be familiar with some of the ones that I mentioned to you, others you've never ever heard of, because they're all over the world. And that's what kind of makes it such a fascinating world of indie cosmetics and skincare. I've recently purchased, for example, eyeshadow from Belarus, from Ukraine, from Poland. I live in Switzerland, of course, which means I've got more of a sensitivity perhaps to those parts of the world. But these are really cool companies. Some are women-owned companies, some are Black-owned companies, some are LGBT-owned, Native American. There's all kinds of groups that are getting together and saying, hey, we represent a demographic, perhaps it's not being serviced, or we represent a group of people who want something different from makeup. We just don't want the traditional makeup. Now, a couple of things: they can be more expensive because they are being made in smaller quantities. But on the other hand, they can be quite inexpensive too, because they've got none of the multiple branding and commissions that they have to pay to various people. They are doing their own thing. Now, I have discovered over the last year some incredible indie cosmetics and skincare brands. And if you've got a favorite, please leave them in the section, leave the comments in the section below, because I want to let people know about them. But what I was trying to accomplish in this video was to show you the places that you can go online and get multiple indie brands. If you want to try a little bit of RMS and a little bit of Sayer and a little bit of something else, there are places that you can do that. And so I want to share them with you. Now, my light isn't very good today, so hopefully you can see me. I'm not going to show you any products. I'm just going to tell you the names of the online sites and the brands that you can expect to purchase there. This is the indie brands that you can expect to purchase there. So first of all, and I actually, this took me quite a bit of research to do this. So I'm going to be looking at my notes, and it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. There's a couple of bloggers. Amy Loves Makeup is a very strong proponent of indie brands, but more on the, I say more on the eyeshadow side. She does cover other things too. And then there are some others in other languages. But Amy Loves Makeup, I think, is one that I'll leave her details below. But I've been inspired by her, and she discovers the most amazing things all over the world. So the first one I found was called The Stell, and it's the STELL.com. They have a whole range of indie products, and the one that I noticed most of that was surprising to me was Kosas. Now, Kosas is featured by everybody because it's such a well-known indie brand, and they do great selections of liquid or lipsticks and shadows, all kinds of things. But Kosas was one that really struck me at the Snell. Now, the Stell, the STELL, and I'll put all this in the section below, so you won't have to go hunting for it. They'll be there for you to find. The next, and that's about all I can tell you about this style because I don't recognize any of the brands that they sell. It's a really obscure and wonderful place to go explore. The next one is called Follain, follain.com, Follain.com. They are clean beauty brands and they collaborate with small brands to bring them to the public. So basically they are an online site that works with smaller brands to give them a platform, to give them a place to sell their products. Most of these indie brands have got their own little websites or own big websites. I shouldn't say little, they're not always so small. And they, of course, they do their own thing on their websites, but Follain brings them together. So here you will get things like Aaliyah, RMS, which I adore. I'm waiting for some RMS products to arrive and I'll do a demonstration of them when I get them. They're clean beauty. They're actually cruelty-free, vegan. What do they describe themselves as? I mean, you can basically eat their products. They are that healthy. And so RMS is one that I'm really interested in. Also Saie, I think it's pronounced Saie, S-A-I-E, who do a lot of really cool products. And they've got this brand from someone called Kjær Weiss with a K. Kjær Weiss. There's a J in there too, but it's I think he's from Copenhagen or Denmark. But every single item was sold out. And I thought, oh, this is interesting. What does he do? And it's like skincare products and amazing things. And all the sites that I went to when I did a Google search were out of stock. Or there were a few that had a couple of things, but he's clearly got a line. I'm assuming it's a guy. Why did I assume that? Anyway, it was just the name perhaps that just made me feel it, but that's one that's there. Air Perez, which is another indie line, and Kari Gran. I've heard of Kari Gran before, but again, it's all at follain.com. So check it out, and you will probably find, and Vapor is another one that is sold there. I mean, some of these won't even make any sense to you. They won't even sound like companies that you even know, but just, if you've got a spare half an hour, go check them out. Because some of these products are so unique and they're not always expensive and they are supporting small companies. Another one that I found was Cap Beauty, C-A-P, capbeauty.com. They sell the most strange and wonderful indie products that I know nothing about, but the names, I'm going to read you some of the names because they're super. They're just evocative. There is the Sacred Rose Water, Alexis Smart Flower Recipes, Rainbow, without a W, Wild Yonder, Wooden Spoons Herbs, and then the Kjær Weiss again. Expensive, but oh yes, one thing that this particular brand does, which is very unique, is refills on all their products. So you can buy refills of all their beauty and skincare products. The next one is one that and again, I've got to admit here, I don't know any of these brands or any of these companies. I've never shopped with any of them, but I just wanted to, I had a whole list here and I thought, oh, it might be interesting for you too, just to learn what I've learned. But this one's called Vert Beauty, like green in French, vertbeauty.com. They do a few that I've heard of. RMS for a start, they do. They do their own line of Vert Beauty, which is skincare and makeup products. They do Indie Lee, which I've heard about, and one called Ilia. Now, Ilia, I've actually tried. They do an amazing foundation. It's like a tinted moisturizer. Some people love it, some people don't, but it's extremely popular, and they sell it there. Honest Hazel. Let's see, Moon Juice. I've never heard of that one. One Love Organics. And by the way, I'm just reading a few names from all these sites. These are just sites I've found that you can go check out that sell these ranges of indie, independently produced and owned company products. The final, I think this is the final one. Oh, there's a few more. I kept finding things as I went. Is Shen Beauty, and I think there's a hyphen between Shen and Beauty, S-H-E-N. They do Goop, which is, as you may know, the company, I think it's Gwyneth Paltrow, but she does an amazing SPF product. Goop is very well known, and they sell it. Third Beauty, Mara. I went to check that one out because I just like the name Mara, and it's got oils of all kinds, beautiful oils. A lot of these indie brands are all about putting healthy ingredients into their products, and just doing unique things with natural oils and formulations. So at Shen Beauty, there is RMS. They do the cream eyeshadows there, which are the ones I'm looking forward to getting. They look really, really pretty. And there's a concealer by Leah B, which is apparently getting all kinds of recognition. And Beauty Counter, which won the Glamour Awards in 2020 for their lipstick products. So a lot of these indie brands win awards. They're known, they're out there. They're just not sold at Sephora and Ulta and Target and Walmart and in the States, all those drugstore places. Don't forget too, you've got Beauty Bay. I mentioned this in previous video. They do Juvia's Place and other might be considered independent brands. Uoma, which is another independent brand, can be purchased at Cult Beauty, which I've mentioned in another video. Lisa Eldridge, she does her own line, and I mentioned her only because they're such beautiful products, and she has her own website, but Lisa Eldridge in the UK. Bernovich, I mentioned their eyeshadows, unbelievable colors, multi-chromes and multi-colors. They're at bernovich.com. Belarus, and they're only selling from their own website. Davina is another makeup eyeshadow product company that does amazing colors, and these multi-chromes, things that are very, very unique and multicolored, and trichromes, and there's just a whole cult right now of those types of eyeshadows that I've shown a few of them to you. I'm fascinated by them. Today I'm just wearing, I think it's Makeup Revolution. It's just a shiny, sort of shimmery color on my lips, on my lids, but what these people sell are in another galaxy completely. So Bernovich, Davina is Davina.com, and that's spelled Devineh. I'll leave all this below, but that's such an unusual spelling for Davina. And you can buy them on Etsy too. And that's another place you can also buy a lot of these indie brands. Nabla, I mentioned before, is what would be considered an independent brand. It's on Beauty Bay. And Odin's Eye is another one which a lot of Amanda loves their products, and Amanda loves beauty. So that's another one. They're in Sweden. You can go to obenseye.com. Obens Eye. And Code 8 Beauty is mentioned by a lot of bloggers in the UK. Code 8 is an independent, I would say an independent beauty company, and they're code8.com. And then this last one is Kira Moon. And, Kira Moon does, again, eyeshadows, but all these products, all these companies sell multiple products. I've mentioned eyeshadows a lot, but a lot of them do lipsticks and blushes and foundations and face highlighters, all kinds of things. But honestly, the reason I did this video was just to share my notes with you, because I was just so enthralled by the number of indie brands that are out there and how they're distributing themselves through some of these bigger companies and also on their own websites. And just encourage you to go check them out. And if you've got any that you would like to share with me, please do that in the section below, and let's support independent businesses. Yes, of course, I shop from some of the big ones too, but I think if anything has come out of this COVID pandemic and experience is that there are a lot of people trying to make a living out there with the things that they love. And they are doing things that with all their heart and soul to keep going and keep their businesses strong. And you may not like any of these products. They may be too, not the right colors or the right formulations or whatever, but hey, they're there for you if you're interested. So I have no affiliation with any of them. So there's no promotion here. It's just simply what I discovered. Okay, everybody. Well, I hope you have a fun time looking at these sites, these indie products, and share your feedback. And again, thank you for being here. Check out our Patreon group if you're interested in joining our smaller community of women. We do exclusive videos. We do, I just went to the UK, I mentioned, and I did some videos, like 5 of them, that were only posted there on our Patreon group. They're kind of our VIP group. If you want to join, we'd love to have you. And of course, please subscribe to this channel, give us a like, and help us to spread the word about 60andme and about older women being present and visible and relevant in this world. Okay, take good care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.